My name is Colleen Morrissey. I am the owner slash innkeeper of Inn by the Bay. I've lived here for about 3 years, moved from BC to here as I was born in St. John, so it's kind of my home province.
My name is Gerald Smith. I live here in Dildo. I've lived here all my life. And I've done just about everything you can imagine to make a living. From fishing to sealing, whaling, you name it, I've done it.
Community of Dildo? Well, everybody loves to come to Dildo. That's why they come, because of the name. As we all know, a dildo is, we all know what a dildo is, but the real reason for the name dildo is because a dildo is a phallic-shaped pin that holds an oar in place in a dory. So basically, the name sells tourism, and we love tourists. So everybody come to Dildo, no problem.
Well, you know, a lot of people come here just for the name. Of course they do. I can understand that. One time I would get pretty upset about it, but I don't anymore. But when we were growing up, the name was, we were always told that it was from a name from probably Spain, somewhere like that, because the Spaniards used to sail in here. And there's a name in Spain that's apparently similar to it. Another one is the Spanish and French name called do. And as you know, Newfoundlanders, you don't know, but Newfoundlanders, they shorten up names, so we figure probably somebody called it Dildo, meaning two islands. And there's two islands to the entrance to Dildo, so maybe that's what it was. Another thing is people used to be out rowing in their dories, and there's a toe pin sticking up in the dories, and the toe pin was called a dildo. So it's certainly not what we're talking about today. They don't anymore. One time they used to get annoyed, and somebody tried to change the name before, but about 99.9% of the people was against it. So we still held on. We're pretty proud of the name Dildo. People just accept it, and that's it now. I mean, it's a name like every other name. I mean, if you go through the States or you go anywhere at all, you'll come up with some strange names.
Everybody embraces the name. It's part of the Newfoundland and Labrador. Everybody knows where Dildo is. It's like St. John's, there's Dildo. Everybody knows where it is. It's a very small community. It's very community orientated for the people that live here. We have probably around 3,000 residents during the summer, which is for cottages and homeowners. And a lot of people commute to St. John's for work from Dildo. So it's very community-based. There's a lot of community spirit here in Dildo.
I've made a living here, there's no doubt about that, but I think the other thing is, and people all over Newfoundland, and all over, I suppose, even Canada, it's just the people that keeps everybody together and keeps them here, I think.
I'm here because I lived in BC and couldn't handle the hectic pace anymore. I lived there for many years. I'm a nurse, so this place came up for sale, and we saw it, and we actually bought it on a golf course on the 18th hole. My sister was selling the place, so basically she called us, and by the 18th hole we had made a decision, and we put in an offer. So it was time to leave BC. So basically that's why we're here.
Any regrets?
Winter, yes, I'm still trying to climatize. It's 8 months of winter last year, which was very cold. If you live in Newfoundland, you have to embrace the weather. You have to embrace the winter. You either snowshoe, ice fish, snowmobile, and you always have lots of warm clothes. So if you live here, you also have to leave a couple of times a year to go to Florida. Hence, you have a lot of Newfoundlanders are snowbirds, so they go to Florida quite a bit. So we did a couple of vacations last year. New Zealand for 5 weeks, and we went on a golf trip to Fort Lauderdale for a week. So yes,
people really get together and everything and have a good time, and they're more laid back than what they're in other parts of the world. Take, for instance, in North Korea today. I mean, you can't come down here on the waterfront and interview somebody for sure and certain. So I guess that's what. And we have all kinds of little things at our community center and everything that everybody get together. So for dances and darts and cards and you name it.
Well, it's a sense of community. It's community spirit. It's a small town. It's everybody knows everybody. So I'll give you an example. We had a small smell of propane here one day when I first moved here, and I didn't know anybody. community since I called the fire department number and said, no hurry, but I'm getting a small smell of propane. Within, I would think, 3 minutes, I had 8 pickup trucks and a fire truck here at the inn. And everybody introduced themselves. They went through the place. They did find a little leak, and but we did get to know everybody. And it's a volunteer. That was a volunteer fire department. So everybody does something for everybody here in the community. So when they left, they said, "Okay, if you need some work done, construction, here's our card. If you need us for anything else, here's our card." So very, very nice people here.
I think what people should know about Dildo is that they should know all about the people. And there's a whole lot of more better things than the name. Well, it's just the natural beauty of the sea and everything, I guess, that they can come down around the wharves and piers and everything and just talk to everybody, and not feel not bad at all about talking to people. The people here in Dildo are really good people, and when if one person, there's 1,000 or 1,100 people here in this little community, and if somebody's having a problem, if they got to be sent away for a transplant or if they got any medical problems, everybody just pulls together and helps each other out.
Just look around. It's absolutely beautiful. The stunning views, the water. There's tons of whales. There's tons of wildlife. There's tons to do. There's lots of hiking, biking, whatever. There's a sense of adventure and a sense of community. Come visit us.